decade, right? So to add a superstar running back, like no offense to Gus Edwards, no offense to J.K. Dobbins and those guys, and some guys that were before them.
Tough runners, but not no.
Derrick Henry is a first ballot Hall of
Yeah,
Famer. Like we know, like we know what he can do. And I think another thing that it adds to, and I know a lot of Ravens fans are probably thinking the same thing, and they probably mentioned this, but another thing that I feel like adding Derrick Henry will hopefully help is in the playoffs, you will be able to play your game because you have a big money running back. It's not just Gus Edwards, who probably wasn't one of the top earners. He was probably one of the top scorers, but he wasn't one of the top earners. So because of that, I think the hope is you have a little bit more trust in your run game in the postseason, and that's going to tribute to wins because we all know that even though a lot of fans want the Ravens to be pass first, want the Ravens to be a little more balanced when it comes to run pass. I mean, we know the Ravens' philosophy is run first, and it has been for their entirety.
Man, now as far as I'm concerned, right? We don't been on motherfucking the Hard Knocks. You seen that?
Oh yeah, I need to catch up on it, but I've caught clips here and there. Yeah.
Yeah. As far as the preseason concerned, right? Me personally, like I always told you, the GM himself has really revamped my team. Where I can't complain if he feel like he wanted his own quarterback, right? That's what I always said. Like, if you want to pick your own shit, but long as we ain't taking a step back, you can do your thing. You know what I'm saying? That. Mm-hmm. So the little bit I seen is a little nervous, right? Because there's a whole bunch of playground shit going on. I don't know how that's gonna play once the shit starts. You know what I'm saying? The NFL game starts. Yeah. Like all that running around will get you fucked up back there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We can see. You know what I'm saying? I've got trust in the GM. He got rid of my man Justin Fields and said this is a better option for us, which is I know it was more financial thing. You know what I'm saying? As far as the team around the whole squad is built up. So you will be better off putting a rookie in the joint. I get that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I get all that. But we was on the verge of going to the playoffs with Justin Fields. And if we take a step back and does not do that, and at the same time, the quarterback in motherfucking Washington is balling out. Mm-hmm. Justin Fields in motherfucking Pittsburgh balling out. Mm-hmm. And we not making to the fucking playoffs. That's going to be a fucking problem for me.
So is your expectation playoffs this year?
Hell.
Or would you playoffs? So, I mean, the reason I ask is number one, it's hard for rookies to make the playoffs, rookie quarterbacks at least.
That's not my fault. We was on the verge of going to playoffs.
Okay. So you expected to be linear then. You're like you expected to be,
I don't have no sympathy for some motherfucker saying, all right, I put a rookie in there. Give us a year. Fuck no. I done gave you 3 years. You done revamped the team. I like it. But then you took the time out to say, all right, I'm gonna put a rookie in here. Don't ask me to go another year. I ain't with that. I want to go to the playoffs this year, and that's it. If you got to take them out, put another quarterback in, I don't give a fuck what happens. Playoffs got to happen, bro.
So I think if Caleb Williams is what has shown to be, not only in college but just in a little bit of the preseason too, I think there's a good chance. Because I mean, if you think about, just think about the teams in the division, like Detroit. Detroit. I'm blanking. Detroit is probably at the top, but I think we still wonder if we can trust Detroit. Green Bay in the same breath, like we know they're going to be consistent, and I feel like they overachieved last year, and it just depends on if Jordan Love is that guy, right? The Bears are kind of the young hot shots, it feels like, and especially since not only did the Vikings lose Kirk Cousins, which was kind of their consistent piece at quarterback, but they lost their rookie, J.J. McCarthy, in the preseason. The Vikings might be in trouble. So it gives it a 3-team race feel from week one.
But that's the point. Like, if you would stay put with everything you had going on, add to the pieces, we'll be going to playoffs. But, hey, look, I can't hate on GM. If he feel like he know what he's talking about, prove it. Let me see. You know, that's all
I
I'm
mean,
saying. This is
I
a
mean,
drastic move to
yeah.
start all the way over and then ask me to, just yeah, Ricky, he gonna make mistakes. I don't want
I,
to hear that shit, bro.
I think too, and I said this before. I think luckily for you, and having those high hopes, luckily for you, you come in, you add Keenan Allen, right? Of course, you add DJ Moore,
Mm.
and you add Roma Adunzi too, right in the first round.
He a
So
beast.
I mean, you got three like
He,
Adunzi. The jury's still out because he's a rookie, right? But
he-
for the most part, you got three studs. Keenan Allen, been there, done that. DJ Moore, been there, done that. Roma Adunzi, at least in college, been there, done that. Right. So it's really just going, it's going to depend on
quarterback, right?
Caleb Williams. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, right? Like it's going to depend on Caleb Williams. And I mean,
And that defense was top 5 last year.
I
So it
keep
ended
forgetting.
up
Yeah, that's true. And I keep forgetting about y'all grabbing DeAndre Swift too. I mean, honestly, from a talent perspective, at least offensively, and I ain't really looked at the defense yet, but offensively, y'all should be able to score points and probably be at worst a wild card team, talent wise. Right now, putting the pieces together, putting the chemistry together, that's a whole nother question right there.
We had chemistry last year, so that takes us into the schedules. What do you think your record going to be at the end of the season?
It's funny. I meant to send you the darn video I saw. It was a floor ceiling video. I might look it up while you giving your point. So you can see what I'm talking about. But basically, the guy, he broke down what he thought each team's floor was in terms of the least amount they would win, and what he thought the ceiling was. Saying that this is this is probably how they can go. I think the Ravens are still an 11 win, 12 win, 13 win team. Now, I mean, when you go back to the schedule, when you look at it, I mean, there's some tough games on there, right? I mean, you start off with the defending Super Bowl champions who you just lost to, but I think at least recency bias being on your side, a lot of times the team who loses in the playoffs, if they play again in the regular season, at least that next year, a lot of times they end up having a good the team that lost ends up having a good showing and more than likely ends up winning the game. I mean, you look at playing teams like Vegas. I think that's winnable. Dallas is tough, but I think it's winnable. I think the Ravens have played better Dallas teams.
Go back to the Dallas joint.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think is happening with the quarterback thing? The quarterback, what is happening there? Do you think by the time y'all play them, they'll be stable? What is happening there with my man, the quarterback, bro? They carrying him on that joint, bro, for real.
I mean, I think Dak is one of those guys that I think he hasn't taken them over the top, but I think his absence has proved how much he means to that team more than anything, because a lot of criticism, and we got to remember too, like, fans have a voice too, especially when you talk about Cleveland, especially when you talk about Dallas, right? When you talk about the New York Giants, right? Like when you talk about these New York teams, these teams that's been around for a little bit of time,
hell yeah,
and they got big fan bases. A lot is being said about Dak, and like, is this kind of his last year possibly? Should they extend him? Has he gone as far as he can go with Dallas? Right. I mean, we've seen, Jared Goff need a change of scenery. We've seen what's my other guy? Matt Stafford. We've seen him need a change of scenery. So, it might just be that time for him. But I mean, I think the proof is in the pudding. When Dak wasn't in, when he broke his ankle, I mean, we saw what that team did. And we know at worst they're a consistent playoff team, right? Like at worst that we know they're a consistent playoff team. So I mean, it really just depends on how you look at it. I mean, I think he'll be the starter throughout the year.
With a Thursday night game, a Sunday night. Is that Sunday night? No. So you start the season off with Thursday night game. Damn.
Thursday
Again,
night against the defending
Kansas
champs.
City Chiefs.
Yep. And you know, Kansas City has been a team, especially for the Ravens, especially in prime time. I mean, I think they're like 1-4 or so
Bro.
against them.
Y'all first get for 4 games. Ouch. Y'all got to play Kansas City. Y'all play the Raiders. We don't know how they're going to show up. Dallas and Buffalo. The first 4 weeks.
I think there's
Bengals. God. Then the
See-
6th week is Commanders. I don't know
Yeah.
about them. They some trash. Don't worry about them.
I mean, if you look at it, just through let's look at the first 8 weeks, just to
That 8
break
weeks-
it down half and half, right?
Is that Kansas City again? Or
No,
not?
it's Tampa.
Tampa, okay.
I mean, Kansas City's gonna be tough. Kansas City's gonna be tough week 1,
All
right?
Kansas-
We all know that one, right? That's a tough one. It's winnable, but it's tough. I mean, the Ravens was right there in the game before. It's going to depend, like we said, if a lot of it's going to be chemistry too, because the Chiefs have played together in the preseason. The Ravens haven't, so it's going to take them a little bit. I mean, I would not be surprised if the Ravens come out sluggish in week 1 and they kind of have to scratch and claw for a win in this one. Now, by the time they get to the Raiders, I don't really trust the Raiders, so I think
Who's their quarterback?
I think it might be Aiden O'Connell.
Tragedy out there. And then they got our old offensive coordinator. I already know it's gonna be a tragedy out there for sure. Then you gotta fuck around with Dallas. All right, you know what's his name gonna be the quarterback, but did you see Trey Lance throw 5 picks the other night?
Oh yeah.
What was that about?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, and
Picks, bro.
it's funny. I think it's a very similar situation to kind of what the Steelers did with Justin Fields. You know, you grab the guy in hopes that he shows you something, and maybe he could be your quarterback of the future because you know he's young and maybe you move in a different direction. And I think they felt the same way about Trey Lance, but I just don't think Trey Lance has shown them that yet.
Terrible.
I mean, and I mean, going back to it, like if you think about Dallas, right? You know, Dallas is winnable. Dallas is winnable. Dallas is tough, but Dallas is winnable. Buffalo, now I think Buffalo is rebuilding.
I don't know about that, bro.
I think Buffalo. I mean, think about it.
Nice.
Stephon Diggs gone. Gabe Davis gone. I mean, they just they got rid of a lot of their key pieces in the wide receiver room, and that was a lot of what and a lot of the criticisms against the Bills front office, at least, was they didn't have enough talent, even though they had Stephon Diggs, Pro Bowler, even though they had Gabe Davis, who's shown to be solid, right? So, I mean, I think they're rebuilding comparatively to the rest of the division. I think the Patriots might just be terrible again. I think Buffalo they're not going to be what they've been in years past because they're not going to be able to depend on Josh Allen to do it all. And I think the Dolphins are probably going to run away with that division.
I think I'm with you on this one. Buffalo time might have ran out. They had their chances. Like fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we was to look over the Bears schedule.
Yeah.
Now, if we go to the first 6 games before the bye, right? Man, we got the Titans, Texans, Colts, LA, and then Carolina, Jacksonville before the break. Bruh, if we don't run off steaming off in these 6 games,
you think that's 6 wins right there?
No, I'm looking at 5. I'm looking at 5. Texas might be a problem.
Okay.
Texas might be an actual problem. Now, this is my man
You
right
don't
here.
think the Colts are a problem?
Soul, brother, if you hear a voice, they come in. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the Texans first. I'm not worried about the Texans at all.
That's a loss.
I mean the Titans. My bad.
You got Titans week 1.
Week 1. Now
Titans, that could be a win.
that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Colts,
Texans, that's
LA,
a loss.
and motherfucking Carolina and the Jacksonville. Get the fuck out of here.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
One.
The
LA,
Colts-
that's a
the-
loss.
The Colts is gonna be tough.
Loss.
Oh, the Colts tough.
My man, the Colts is gonna be tough. The Rams are definitely gonna be tough.
Yeah,
You can't sleep on the Rams now.
Colts gonna
and-
be tough, especially
wait.
if Anthony, what's his name, is back.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be back. He's gonna be back and better than ever.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. And then after the bye, we play the Commanders. Hey, bruh,
That's
we
the
can
last one
actually
right
be 6-1, bruh.
Wait, before you go too far,
No, wait.
before you go too far, y'all losing in London to Jacksonville, and
Okay, hold on.
I hate to be a homer here,
We
but the Panthers gonna beat y'all. I'm sorry, they gonna beat y'all.
back.
Yeah,
You said we about to lose to who?
3-3.
Bryce Young about to show y'all he the real number 1 overall pick. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm just.
And I'm going to ask you about. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Bryce Young, how you been looking? Let's get to that now. you in Carolina. How Bryce Young look now?
In a
Trash.
weird similar situation to what the Ravens have been doing. The Panthers haven't played many of their starters either, not on offense. And Bryce Young played one series, I think, the whole preseason.
That nigga play every motherfucking preseason.
I was a little surprised that he didn't play more. Now, I will say from the series he saw, short sample size, he looked good. He looked good. He looked like himself. But another thing I will say, huh?
You drinking that juice down there?
No, I'm being for real. I think he looked like himself, but I think also the other thing about it is he looked like himself, but this offensive line, more importantly, looked better. The offensive line was protecting him, and that's what was missing last year. So I think with a better offensive line, I think we'll see the running game be a little better, and I think Bryce Young will play well.
Remains to be seen. So let's go around the NFL before we get out of here, right?
All right.
Ayuk, you heard about the motherfucking deal he made?
Yeah, it just came in, didn't it?
Yep.
Just came in. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
You think he's going anywhere?
My struggle is I don't know how the 49ers can keep all those players. I mean, they didn't keep McCaffrey, they didn't keep Debo, and they didn't keep
where you get his money from?
Well, remember, they're not paying a quarterback. Purdy's on a rookie deal, so he getting paid my salary.
That goes back to why my GM did what he did. So, but I just gotta hope it works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
I mean, sometimes it's crazy to see how some of these teams just find money. I mean, the Saints have always been good at finding money. Now the Ravens have never really been good at finding money. I think they lose it in the couch or something. Like it be under the couch. I don't understand. But I mean, it's just I think I don't know. I mean, did I expect him to go somewhere to answer your question? Yeah, kind of. Right? Because I mean, it had been going on for so long. I mean, but you got to remember too, and this might be on your list of things to talk about, but you got to remember too, Jamar Chase. He's looking for a new deal. T. Higgins, he's looking for a new deal, and the Bengals have paid their quarterback, so they can't keep them both.
See, you're looking at a whole example of certain ways to do things. Like if you already pay your quarterback, then what? You know what I'm saying? Then if you don't pay your quarterback, like the Bears opt not to pay Justin Fields and get a rookie deal, right?
Yeah.
That helps you. Look at the team. It's stacked every fucking way.
But
can that rookie take you somewhere like that?
Over
the 4 years, though, he got 4 years to do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think too, another example of if you're creative with it, you can find the money is the Cleveland Browns. Because everybody said when they gave Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed deal, they're not going to have any money to get anybody else. I saw Amari Cooper come up out there. They grabbed somebody else. I can't even remember who it is. I have to look it up.
Money,
But I mean, they find a way to have some money.
They restructured it too.
Yeah.
Shit all over.
So that's how that fucking works.
Yeah. So I mean, that's another one too. They got another receiver. I don't know who I can't remember who it is off the top of my head, but they do have another receiver. But I can't for the life of me. I can't remember who it is. Let me look real quick.
So how you feel about?
They grabbed. Remember they traded for Jerry Jeudy, which he ain't really got paid yet, but still, like they're finding creative ways. They're finding creative ways to surround their quarterback with talent, and I mean they got Elijah Moore from what was he at? The Jets, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean they're finding creative ways to make sure they got the right guys.
Now, the fact that you from our area and shit, right? I appreciate you getting me started with podcasts. Anybody don't know, DJ Bill is the one that got me started podcasting for sure. You know what I'm saying? That he didn't know it. until I told them because this shit was new to me. And they got me on the joint live and everything. I was, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that you from here, let's hear your thoughts on the Commanders and the direction they going. Do you feel like they gonna win, or what they look like to you?
I think, the Washington Commanders were a long time. Even we think about RG3, even we think about, when they went and grabbed McNabb, like they grabbed Albert Hainsworth. Like Washington has had a way with getting in their own way. And hopefully, I feel like they might be turning a new leaf, right? I think they could be turning a new leaf with, bringing in the first round rookie with Jalen Daniels. You keep Terry McLaurin. And, I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to take some time. I think that's the biggest thing. I think it's just going to take some time. It's going to take some time for them to.
That's my thing.
Find their way.
With their quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Like that makes it one quarterback. Like the Steelers quarterback, Carolina quarterback. Like, is Caleb Williams better than all those quarterbacks?
Nope.
Right? You feel me? That's what it comes down to. Even though I know you did it because of the money you can get on a rookie contract, but at the same time, you had to have somebody talented enough that you felt like can take us somewhere. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, is he better than main man in Carolina? Right? Is he better than Justin Fields in Pittsburgh? Is he better? You know what I'm saying? Better than main man in Commanders? Is he better than those quarterbacks? You feel me?
Yeah, I think you kind of want to wait and see. You're gonna have to wait and see, because another guy I just noticed too that the Commanders got is Luke McCaffrey, which is Christian McCaffrey's brother. So it'd be interesting to that was McCaffrey. He a receiver. The McCaffreys, they got a little lineage going on. So
you know what?
I mean,
damn, I did. They had a little piece on him on ESPN. Now I remember.
Yeah. So I mean, back to the question you said though, is he better than those guys? I mean, you won't know until
That's the key point.
You get to week one through the rest of the season, right? Because I mean, think about it. I think I'm not saying people didn't. I'm not saying I don't want to say people didn't think that CJ Stroud was going to be better than Bryce Young, but nobody thought CJ Stroud was going to do what he did last year. Nobody. Like, I mean, you could be the biggest CJ Stroud guy in the world.
Yeah, you didn't expect him to know.
And I mean, I don't think you expected that. Like, you probably expected him to play well. You probably expected him. I even said it. On draft night after watching. I'm like, he got a little chip on his shoulder, right? You have a little edge.
You got to give that coaching staff a credit though, bro, because this never happened for them. They really had him prepped and ready to go for the season, bro.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
but I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight for show. You know what I'm saying? This is something we do. We come in. We gotta make it more regular. You know what I'm saying? To get now that the season started, because I'm not really an all season type of dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't like getting emotional with people getting cut. Motherfuckers, I fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying? I wait till everything is smoke is cleared, and now I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you though, man. You got something to say for you, guy?
Nah, I appreciate you for having me on once again, man. We'll be back in a couple weeks or so to see how the season going so far. And I'm like I said, I'm excited for the season, man. I think I'm just ready for real football to kick off. Like that's what we're waiting on. I mean, we're a week away, right? We're a week away, so you got to be ready. You got to stay ready, and I'm excited, man.
Me too, man. I'm just ready. Just because my whole team is new, I went through this whole rebuild shit, and I just want to see the product, bro.
Yeah.
Even though the quarterback, I don't care. I seen another quarterback they picked up. He good too, so I don't care. If you got to take him out, put him in, I don't give a fuck. This shit should work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you want to say something about the Commanders before we get out of here? Them bums.
Bums. You talking about them bum ass bears you root for.
Trust me, we'll be back for sure.
All right, welcome into
the Bears Ravens podcast.
Flock Nation Speaks
T3P podcast. All the Bears fans know me.
Your Baltimore Ravens
The Bears
podcast, where we talk about the best team